Hey guys, welcome to another week's of Practice Peak and how we help chiropractic practices all over the world achieve financial freedom, help a lot of people and have fun along the way. This week I want to discuss what this means, your patient's journey. This will basically, I'm actually creating this for a private client, and I thought it would be a good idea to show you the exact steps of how I brainstorm, how I put things into framework, how I would explain it to a client, maybe like yourself, and how that can be used in your practice and in your business. So stick with me until the end, because this should build you a foundation of how we're able to acquire, how we're able to educate, how we're able to get results, and how we're able to keep a client for a long time. This is personally our understanding of chiropractic, that chiropractic is an amazing service that you can provide for anyone who has a spine, whether they have pain or not. And as long as it's communicated properly, as long as it follows guidelines, regulations, and also it fits within your understanding of philosophy and how you practice, then this can be adapted specifically to your clinic. But what we want is, we want the patient's journey to be stated in a very clear way and communicated by yourself, if you're a chiropractor, or by your associates, the same way as it's communicated by your massage therapist, your CAs, your practice managers, the emails that you send to clients. Everything should really speak the message in the same tonality and the same in the same way. Now, the first thing we do is, once let's say a new patient has started. So this is the start. Now, the first thing we have to do is we do what's called day one. That's where the patient will come in. They'll have the consultation with the chiropractor. That for us, this is how we do it. We split it into day one, and then you carry out all your history, or your physical examination, or your orthopedic testing, special tests, x-rays, whatever it's medically required at the time. Then you get the patient to come back for the results, and we are very clear in how we structure the communication with the patient. So we say, Mrs. X, it's very important that we get you back as soon as we can. Momentum is important. Also, I don't want the thing we're trying to get better in terms of whatever symptom they're presented with to change. And it's not like the NHS where it will take weeks and weeks to get the results back. Everything should be with us within the next 12 to 48 hours. And I'll get you back for the results as soon as we can. We often ask for them to bring a partner or family member or a friend, so that they can discuss things together, they can remember more information. It also creates a potential referral for you and another person being introduced to how you work. So once day one is completed, you book the patient in for, and you can call that as you can call it a new patient consultation. You can call it initial visit. You can call it day one, however you prefer. But for the purpose of the call, for the purpose of the video, I want to make it clear that day one is new patient consultation, and day two is your ROF, report of findings. This is after 1-2 days. You want to get them booked in for day two. Day two is your ROF. In fact, what we can do here is we can say new patient consult. Okay. Day two is your ROF. What we do on the ROF is we present the results. We have the exact strategy and systems we do that. We have very clear structure of how we carry out the report. Not necessarily what we say in it, because obviously every patient is different. Every client has different needs, requirements, different conditions, different symptoms, but the structure of how we carry out the report is very important. What we do for the ROF is we would have another subtopic here, and we'll do welcome back video. This will show them what chiropractic is all about. There are many videos you can use that legally you can buy the license for, and you can play in your clinic. You can send that in the email before they arrive in the clinic. We get them to watch it as soon as they arrive for their day two. We ask them to arrive 5-10 minutes earlier. The video is like 7 minutes long, and that we know they've watched it because we make them go in the education office. They sit down with their partner and they watch the DVD. As soon as they come back into the room with the chiropractor, we ask them questions about it, so we can make it interactive, educational, and help them invest in themselves even more. So that's what we do with the ROF. We get them to watch the welcome back video, and then if they start care, we then, the next part of the patient's journey, and remember this whole process I'm building now, and you guys can literally see how I do it. This is not like rocket science, but we've done this many times for many clinics, and we've tested lots of stuff. So we know why we structure day one in a certain way, why we structure day two in a certain way, why we structure what we call third visit appointment appointment. And now this is where there would have also been explained the results. This is where they would have had, so the ROF would be where they would have had their first treatment. Sometimes not, depending if they want to think about it. I mean, sometimes the first treatment might be on a third visit, but I would say in 9.5 patients out of, so 95% of cases, we have the first treatment being delivered on the ROF. The third visit appointment is also very, very important. Not many clinics do that, and not many businesses see that as necessary. For us, it's absolutely essential. The reason why we do the third visit appointment is to establish future what's the word I'm looking for? Expectations. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, very helpful. If you're listening to the podcast or just a voice recording, you probably want to watch this on our YouTube channel, because you can literally copy what we do. You can screenshot it, and it's super, super, super helpful. You want to establish future expectations. And the second thing you want to do on the third visit is you want to re-explain. You have to excuse my typing, guys. Re-explain the plan of action. That might be what the treatment does, what it requires, what the expectations are, how long it takes, what to do after a treatment, what's a good management plan going forward, going over their appointments you've pre-booked. Obviously, this is just building the skeleton of a patient's journey, but in between these things, there's lots of things that need to happen. So for that, I can talk about, I've got courses coming up courses that just specifically talk about that for hours and hours and hours. With private clients, we'll go really deep into this. But for you to understand the whole patient journey, I just want to show you what happens. So day one, then go into day two, then the third visit, again, is booked more or less a day or two after their first adjustment, after the ROF. After the third visit, the next stepping stone, the next major component we try to measure is what we call progress review. Depending on how you work, this is for us either done after 6 visits or after 12, depending on the type of plan or a recommendation you have for the client. So for us, it might be after 6 visits. For some people, that might be midway through the plan. It doesn't matter as long as you have a structure that follows the same pattern with every patient. Midpoint of plan. Then the next thing we do, which is something that most clinics should do, is called we call it the re-exam. You can call it reassessment. The re-exam is another longer appointment. It's the same time as our day 1 and day 2. And the purpose for the re-exam is to re-evaluate changes from day 1 to today. Before they come into the re-exam, they have completed a re-exam form. Again, that's something that we teach people into much more detail, why we ask certain questions, and that's how we often work with the client on further recommendations. And the whole point of the re-exam is to reevaluate the changes and then to establish long-term plan based on patients' medical requirements and personal goals. So you work with the patient, and we have scripts, we have structure on how to do that. The next step is we go into what we call maintenance. If they choose that they don't, then we have what's called a funnel. So that's only if they've said yes. If they've said no, then they go to a different funnel, which basically means that they enter a sequence of emails that tries to nurture them unless they've told us not to. And the reason for that is we see that many clients, even though we do our best job to educate them, even though we teach the current practice and we work together to talk to the patient about long-term prevention and just feeling good and staying well, it's like anything, yo-yo diets. So many people just go into that yo-yo effect where they lose the weight, they feel amazing, they go back into old habits, the belief system, the pattern wasn't changed, and they just fall back into old patterns. And you, as a business, you can't have a leaky bucket. You can't have too many people doing that without returning. So one way to increase the chance of the patient returning is to stay in touch with them. Not necessarily to offer them discounts, just to continue educating. So once a month, we write a very comprehensive newsletter. From time to time, we'll write blogs. We'll have some promotional offers coming up or seasonal offers, but it's more about just keeping people in the loop as to what we're doing, what services we're providing. We've just started a shockwave. We've just invested in a new shockwave machine that cost us like 20k, but it really, really helps with plantar fasciitis and tendinopathies. So clients maybe find this interesting and they want to know about this. And then from maintenance, the next big step is we want to go into what we call maintenance reviews. And we do those every 3 months. And I have to admit, full transparency here, we don't do them as often as we should. But when we ran the statistics, we realized that if someone stays with us for 3 months after the maintenance, after the re-exam, they're much more likely to stay with us for much longer. If someone drops from the re-exam to the first maintenance review, then it's a problem. So what we've decided to do is on our software, and I'll show you another time, we have these reminders that every 3rd month of maintenance, the chiropractor asks specific questions about, and we'll write it down here so you guys don't forget, goal setting, and just reviewing how the patient is doing, right? So just giving them some sort of subjective and objective review of how they are doing. So guys, looks simple. Having said that, this thing has absolutely transformed the way we run our business. Every email that we set, every campaign that we run, every message that we communicate with the client, from chiropractors to massage to CAs to management, SMSs, the videos we show them follows this framework. You can literally copy what we do. If you're interested in finding out more, I have a community group that we're launching, depending on when you're watching this video. It's called the Practice Peak Community, and that's where I want like-minded entrepreneurial chiropractors, clinic owners to get together and learn from each other. And I want to help clinics all over the world establish an amazing customer service whilst building a great team and reduce stress for the clinic owner. Because running a successful chiropractic business takes time, but once you've done the hard work and you have the systems in place, the procedures in place, it can be amazing. It can be amazing, and you can make a lot of money, and you can help a lot of people, and you can have fun along the way. So I hope you found this video helpful. Just to summarize, a patient's journey is the framework of how someone starts, gets onto care, continues care, and stays with you for as long as possible. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like this video, please share with as many people as you can, subscribe to the channel, and until next time.